I know that you are having a hard time right now. That everything seems to crumble around you. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best. What's best.
Alright, not gonna lightly code it, guys. We had a rough night last night. And the best way to tell you've had a rough night is when you look at your phone in the morning and it doesn't recognize your face. Little man, take them upstairs. Little man woke up at midnight crying with a very sore ear. Gave him some medicine, crawled into bed with me. Hubby slept in his bed. And then I couldn't get back to sleep. So I booked a doctor's appointment online. I love that now about our doctors. You can do it all online, book everything online, it's all confirmed. So the earliest appointment I could get was 10:45 this morning. He says his ear's totally fine, but he does have a history. Yeah, he does have a history of ear infections. So we're gonna go to the doctors today just to get a checkup. And then little Miss decided last night that she talks in her sleep. I wasn't too sure if she was being woken up by us being up getting medicines and all that kind of stuff. So I'm tired. So I'm tired today. Very tired. We've got a few things to do, so I thought I would like do a vlog today. And I'm even thinking of sharing what we end up doing. Oh, that morning sun. It's actually really warm today. It was really warm last night. We need to go to the doctors this morning. But before the doctors, I need to go to Spotlight. I want to go to Spotlight. Little Miss, one of her best friend's party is on the weekend. And I was going to make...
Mommy, my sore in and my tummy's hurt.
You now have a sore in, a sore tummy. Should we take you to the doctors as well?
Yes.
Okay. So I was going to make her best friend, they're called like a spin out skirt. Yeah, they're called a spin out skirt. They're really easy to make. Well, you can make them as easy or as complex as you wanted. But I was going to go to Spotlight and the kids could pick out some fabric and we can make them. But I was thinking I could share it on here for those that are in Sydney, Greater Sydney in a lockdown. I have heard the news and I'm sorry. I heard you guys at least another 4 weeks, and I hate hearing the rumours that go around, but here it can be longer as well. And if you have a sewing machine, this is really easy to make if you've got little girls at home or for yourself. I make them at Christmas time. So we didn't do them last year because we didn't do Santa photos last year. But a spin out skirt, it's really easy. So I was going to get all the things from Spotlight. I have most at home, but all you need, so if you have a sewing machine at home and you're getting a bit bored and you're wanting to do something, I think you might really enjoy this and find it quite easy. If you have little men at home, I actually made him a cape last year and it's actually pretty easy as well. So I'll see if I can get some fabric, or if he wants to pick out some fabric. He doesn't need another cape, but I might do a bit of sewing. Maybe in today's vlog, I might at least do the skirt today. And then in my next vlog, I might do the cape if you guys find it quite interesting or useful. I'll see if I can find it. Hey Eddie, can you do me a favour? You know that cape that Mummy made for you? The cape that's got the blue and the black on the back with all the... Can you go get it for Mummy? So this was the cape I made for little man. He chose this fabric. Yeah, so this was the cape that I made him. It's got like a satiny lining on the inside, and then his favourite characters. I made one for his best friend for his birthday, not last year, the year before. Maybe it was last year, I can't remember. It feels like I'm in the year 2000 still. So he's got that, and I made one for his best friend. So I might make him another cape to share with you guys. But I was going to make little Mrs. Bestie, yeah, the skirt. So I'm going to share that with you guys in this vlog. So this vlog might be a bit long, but I will do it in there. So we've got a few things to get done today. Secretly wishing it was a school day so the kids could just go to school. But anyway, we soldier on. My kids have been pretty well behaved this morning. They had big breakfast. I made myself eat some oats. I have done a workout.
I have
You had crunchy wheat bix with milk and crunchy. I've done a workout for 3 days in a row now. So I've done a Chloe Ting workout. I have done another Chloe Ting workout. And then yesterday when the kids were at kindy and daycare, I went for a 45-minute power walk. And I'm feeling really good. So I think we might do another Chloe Ting workout today. I really enjoy her workouts because they are easy to do. My little ones can just sit on the floor and do them with me. Or you don't need a lot of room, you don't need equipment or anything. I just find by moving my body a bit, it does really help me, especially when I'm tired like this. So I think maybe again, if you are in one of those really strict lockdown zones in New South Wales and you don't have any equipment, or you've got your kids at home, I think schools are still shut down there and so are daycares. I find it gives my kids something to do. My dog got involved in the last one and jumped all over us. Open up your garage door and do it in your garage and get some fresh air. I just do it on my lounge room on the TV, but you could just put it on your phone with some earpods and do it. I know, and do it in your garage or something. So I think I might do another one of those today. She's got heaps on there, and they're only like 15 minutes, and each workout goes for like 30 seconds.
Mommy,
So anyway, that is our morning update. Yes?
it's all better.
Good. So that is our morning update. I need to wash my hair, but it's not going to happen today because I'm not in the mood. She feels really gritty and...
Mommy,
Yes?
I don't want it. I want to eat. I got my tummy hurt.
Okay. And I'm going to have some showers and we're going to get ready and get moving. Get things happening. Alright guys, we are back. What a morning. So we went to Spotlight and got the fabric, and I'll share that all with you soon. We had a doctor's appointment at 10:30 this morning. 10:30 or 10:45. We got there 10 minutes early. Told them got all was fine, and they said any symptoms. I said no, and I said Edison's just here. He had a sore ear last night. He's fine today, but wanted to get checked up. Apparently, sore ear is a symptom of COVID, or a symptom of you need to like you can't sit in their main area in the foyer. So we had to go back to the car. Over an hour, I waited. Called twice and they said the doctor's still running late. An hour and a half later I called and they said there's still 2 more patients before you, so it's at least another probably 30 to 40. I walked out. Probably a bit rude of me, but I literally just hung up my phone and I've just driven the kids home. I have waited over 2 hours for an appointment I had, and no one told me the wait was that long. I couldn't leave my car, so I couldn't even go to the chemist and buy the kids something to eat. It's well past lunchtime. And he's saying that he doesn't have a sore ear. But because he had a sore ear last night, we weren't allowed into the doctor's clinic. And I get the whole COVID thing and I fully support it, but I don't think I have ever been into something that mismanaged before. And we have a lovely doctor's clinic we go to. I'm hoping today that is really stuffed up on things. So now I have to go find another doctor's to get into, because my kids were starving and screaming and I had to stay in the car. I couldn't even drive anywhere to pick up any food because I didn't know how long they were going to be, and they couldn't give me an answer. So we're home and I'm going to find another doctor's to go to because they were fully booked for the rest of the day. There is another one around the corner for us, but then I'm thinking, he doesn't have any sore ear or anything. I'm going to have to get him checked up just in case there is an ear infection there. Anyway, bigger issues in the world. That's it, that's done. We're home. I unloaded the dishwasher this morning. I bought these new containers from Kmart that I wanted to try. So far I was really liking them, but I'll put it through the dishwasher. I don't know if you can see, but the whole entire container was completely warped, and I cannot fix it. So there goes $9, which is fine, but these are a really good container. I got them from Kmart the other week, and I was testing them out to share with you guys. I have more of them, which I'll share probably in my like grocery haul video when I do like a food prep one, but the whole thing's just, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's just melted. The entire lid. Oh yeah, pram's collapsed. Like, I can't even get it on. That's how bad it is. It is the next day. Clearly it is the next day. My kids are at daycare and kindy today. I kind of had to do it that way because I am not going to have time to... We got the fabric... I didn't show you the fabric yesterday. Don't mind me, I'm eating a muesli bar. I made these really nice homemade muesli bars. I love them. They taste great, but I gave one to my son yesterday and he kind of went a bit It does have coconut in it, and he's not a fan of coconut, so I'm gonna remake them once more. And if they turn it like this is the next day, and look at that, perfect square, kept their shape, cut them, didn't crumble. You can make them thicker if you wanted to. I think I've nailed a lunchbox muesli bar. Anyway, so Little Miss chose this fabric yesterday. Anna Elsa, Frozen, of course. And little man, there's actually a lot of little boy, I shouldn't say little boy, there's lots of fabrics that my little man really love. They have PJ Masks, Batman, Spider-Man, just so many. And he was tossing up between the PJ Masks. But then we found Minions, and he loves Minions. So he asked for a cape. I was thinking of making him like a really cool vest, but he did ask for a cape. So I've gotten enough fabric where I could probably do both for him, but I'm not gonna make that today. I might save that for another video. Well, actually, I'll make the skirt today, and if you are interested in more sewing videos, because did you know I can sew? My mum's like a professional sewer. She used to be professional sewer. She used to make all our clothes when we were little. Most of our clothes when we were little. So I'm gonna focus on the skirt today. It is really easy, and I don't use a pattern at all. If I make the cape, I won't use a pattern. If I use the vest, I'm gonna use like a t-shirt for the outline to get the arms done, but we're gonna be making the skirt. I'm gonna make two, one for my daughter and one for her best friend's birthday party, which is supposed to be on Sunday. Just gotten word that there's been a massive school in Brisbane who has a confirmed case of COVID, one of their students, so I should probably have the news on the background expecting a lockdown to be happening. So we're just gonna see how we go, and if not, we can still just do a drive-by and drop off the present for her. So she chose the Anna Elsa fabric. I think they had 4 different types, but she wanted this one here. Probably a thicker fabric than what I would have chosen, but anyway, we're just gonna roll with it. And they had 40% off at Spotlight, so I think this was 20, each fabric was 20 a meter, so I ended up getting them for like $12 a meter, which I think is pretty good. And then I got some elastic, good stretchy elastic that's going to become the waistband, and this will actually be exposed. I'm not like sewing the fabric over the waistband. It's going to be like a real cute kind of 1960s rock and roll kind of like a spin out skirt. I also bought this here. This was only like $1 a meter, and it's like a sequence kind of a on string. I'm not going to sew, but if I have time and if I've got the skills, excuse me, I was going to use my hot glue fabric glue and like make in like her name or initials and stick it like on the skirt. So that's a maybe. So I've got my fabric, I've got my elastic. This is an optional one. I got some really good dense tulle because the fabric is a lot thicker. It's not like a cotton. It's not Hessian. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of, but it's a very, very thick, dense cotton. It doesn't have that flowy effect. So I thought I'd get some Hessian. This was $4 a meter, but they had 40% off. I could probably put that under the skirt just to help give it a bit of like shape to make it stick out. See how it just sort of sticks up? It's like a really stiff kind of a tulle to use. But if you're just starting out and you have a sewing machine, you couldn't do this by hand, I'm sorry. You do need a sewing machine. So if you have a sewing machine and you can put your foot on the pedal and make a stitch, this might be something you want to try. So get yourself some elastic, any size, any length. Well, the length needs to be able to go around the waist when you stretch it, but whatever you want. I've got a bunch of other ones in my sewing kit. This is one that I used recently, and this is the one I've purchased now, and you can see they're slightly different. There's a whole heap that you can get, but if you have a sewing machine, get yourself fabric of your choice. And I can confirm that Spotlight stores do delivery, and they do drive up click and collect. I asked them yesterday and they said yes. So if anyone's in lockdown and they want to start sewing or a new hobby, Spotlight might be the way to go. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to cut this fabric in half. I've got half to make each girl's skirt, and I'm going to come back to you. Okay, so I have my fabric. I have got, so this is the length of the roll, and then I asked them to cut me 3 meters. So I've got 1.5 meters per skirt. Now I'm making this for a size 3 outfit, for a size 3. How I get the conclusion to 1.5 meters, because it's going to be like a spin out flowy kind of skirt. If you need to work out how much fabric you're going to be, and I don't use tape measures, I don't measure, I don't have patterns, guys. I'm like this with my cooking as well. I would get a tape measure or your daughter's skirt and lay it flat on the table. Find out how much that skirt wraps around their waist. If you're laying it flat, it's the flat measurement times 2. So say the front is 10, you would have 20 centimeters in the waistband, and then double it. So you need 40 centimeters. And that'll give you the gathering in the waistband for the skirt. But then I need you, so they'll give you at least a little bit of room to move. I probably go a little bit more. So I've got 1.5 meters. So if I was to halve 1.5 meters, that gives me 75 centimeters. And if I'm to halve that again, that gives me 40 centimeters. My daughter's waist from laying flat is not 40 centimeters across, but I'm gonna get like a really nice swoosh in the skirt. So as a basis, I would work off of lay it flat. So if that gives you 20 centimeters across, double it to make it 40, and then double the 40 to give you 80. That's at least how much fabric you need to ask your Spotlight store, whichever your fabric store is, but I'd probably just round it up to 1 meter anyway, guys. Okay, so what I've done, I'm getting really bad lighting. Let's see if that's probably better angle there. Okay, so I've got the fabric. This is simple. This is no like sewing lines together. This is the easiest way you can make a skirt. So I have folded the fabric in half. So this is my fabric. Inside out, I'm folding it in half. On this part that you've actually folded, so this part, the part I'm holding at the top here is the rounded folded part. I'm going to take the longest 2 pieces and fold them in. So now I've got 2 sections. That section there is folded. That section there is folded. So if I'm holding this up like a diamond, my top 2 sections are folded and my bottom 2 are like frayed edges. What I want to do then is, this one's got the 2 folds and this one's got all of 1. I want you, so this point here is the section that you're going to be working off. So let me lay this on my table. I don't have the best setup because I'm probably being a bit lazy, to be honest. So up the point here, this has got no edges, no fraying to it or anything. That's folded, that side there is folded, and these parts down here are all open, cut the edge of the actual fabric. what you need to do is measure the waist of the child. I'm not doing that because this is a birthday present, so I have assumed a measurement. Other thing you can do is just get their item of clothing, and if it's got any elastic in it, stretch it out, and that's the measurement that I need you to take. So go do that now. I have sewer's chalk. You do not need this. You can use a colouring in pencil. You can use a felt pen if you need to. This is inside out, so we're going to start drawing on this fabric, and it's inside out, so it doesn't matter. And we're going to start making some lengths of the skirt, so how long you want the skirt, and how we work out the waistband. So you've measured your child's waist, or you've gotten their clothing item, their clothing, and you've stretched it out, and you've gotten laying flat the measurement from one side of the hip to the other side of the hip, haven't you? You do. Lovely. So you've got your daughter's either way, you've got your child's waist measurements, or I'm using a piece of clothing because my child's not here to measure, and the child's birthday, we're taking this to, I can't measure her waist. But I want you to lay the item flat, stretch out any elastic, and measure from one side to the other. I cannot find my tape measure, so I'm using a piece of elastic that I'm not going to stretch. So I'm going to stretch this out here, and then from one point to the other, mark it there, needs to go to there. So that is my waistband there. Then what we're going to do back onto our actual piece of fabric, where that point is where it's all folded, you need to mark out on this fabric the measurement you've got, and hopefully it's on a piece of tape that is a little bit bendy, a bit of a curved line. So I don't want you going from one end to the other straight. You need to put a little curve into it. Don't worry if your measurements are off. If anything, be a bit generous than under generous, because it's a piece of clothing and you'd rather it be too big than too small. So usually what I do is, obviously that's the length there that I'm working with. I put it up to the piece of fabric, and I'll mark one side, then I'll mark the other side. So I've got 2 points here, and then what I do is I draw a very faint slice of pizza, essentially. And this will actually be longer than my measurement. So if I took my measurement here and followed it around, my measurement finishes here, and I probably got like another inch, but again, I'd rather have it bigger, and you need more fabric, because when you sew it, you need to stretch the elastic, just trust me. So that's how I do my waist line up through here. Trust me, this will make sense in a minute. I then need to work out how long I want the skirt to be. There's going to be a waistband at the top, so your elastic is going to be sitting up the top when we sew. So this is how thick my elastic is. So from the waist where it's going to sit on your child, you've got your elastic waistband, and then how far you want the skirt to drop down. I like them to come just above the knee, because I do puff out a little bit, and I don't like short skirts on my daughter, so I'm mindful that this is a present. I don't want it to be too short on this other girl. And you've got a lot of fabric to work with as well. Leftover fabric, I'm gonna make some scrunchies, and I will share that with you. But what I'm basically gonna do is I'm just gonna pick a point. So I'm pretty much gonna come down as far as comfortable. I'm gonna say my length is down here. What I'm going to do is, from the waistband marking I've just made and how long I want the skirt to be, I'm going to take that measurement and come over to the other side, and I'm going to mark again the same spot. What I'm then going to do is keep that measurement. I'm going to go into the middle of this quarter circle I've made, and then go straight down and do a line. So what I have, and you can do more if you need, so what I have now is a dot, and a dot. And then essentially what you're doing is joining the dots. Now, if you're not very good at freehand drawing and lining things up, just keep getting your measurement and going around and putting extra markings in, and then you can just go through and connect the line up to give you essentially your skirt pattern. That is it. That's very rough of me drawing that line through there, but there you go. So if you can see, which you probably can't, let's see if I can bring you in. Keep in mind this is extremely freehand. So up the top I have got a slice of pizza that I'm going to cut, and then down here I've got my semicircle going around. So this piece in the middle is going to become your skirt. So we're going to cut that piece off and we're going to cut that off there. We'll do that now. Okay, so I've cut it out, and this is what you should have. And then as you open it, you will start to see a skirt take shape. So if I open it all the way up, which you can do now, it should look a bit awkward. If you start to like gather it in, you should get an idea that it's starting to look like a skirt. So what we need to do now, we'll need to hem the bottom of the skirt, obviously. The trickiest part is going to be getting the elastic band put on around this part here, which isn't that hard. I'll show you. All right, it's about 5 hours later. The kids are home. I started sewing this and made an error. So I have unpicked it, and I'm just gonna take off from where I'm assuming I left off. So I put, this is the top of the skirt, and I have put just a stitch around it to give the top of it a nice edge. What I now need to do, I have measured out the elastic and the waistband that I need it to be. I need to now close it. So I'm just going to, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can just fold it on cross and put some stitching in it. You can do it as a sort of like pinch the two backs of them together, sew it down, and then the hems like that. However you want to. I'm just gonna close that off now. Okay, so as you can see, I now have a fully enclosed waistband with my skirt and with some pins. What we need to do is pin out how we're going to sew it. So with your skirt on the top, I want you from one end with the other end, and then with one end to the other end, I want you to put a pin in one end and a pin on the other end, just like that there. Okay, now that I've done it from side to side and it's pinned in, I need to do the other side. So you're kind of creating like quarters with it. So I'm just going to open it up the other way and pin the skirt either side as well. Okay, so it's going to look a bit sort of a bit awkward, but you're going to have your skirt loosely pinned like this here at 4 points. Mind the noise in the background, I've got the family home. That's how late it is. I made quite a big boo-boo today and I had to unpick the whole thing. So what we need to do now is from one pin to the next, we need to stretch it, and that piece of fabric is going to get sewn across that elastic stretcher there. But we need to do it on the sewing machine. Now I'm not going to show you how to set up a sewing machine. I'm assuming if you have a sewing machine, you know how to set yourself up on it. What I need to do is put my fabric and elastic into position. Okay, I need to put the foot of the machine down. So this here is the foot. I've just rested it down, and I then need to make sure I've got my stitch on the right one. I need to put my needle into the fabric and elastic, holding the back here and stretching this way. And then with this hand here, I'm going to stretch this way. You're going to pull the elastic back as far as much as you can and stitch in your fabric at the same time. It sounds a bit weird, but if you just sort of stretch it, your fabric and your elastic will line up and you can stitch through.
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby. I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. I guess it never hit you. Our conversation takes two, paying it some interest from time to time. Inside all that greatness and all of your adventures, you're all alone. Hold up, baby. I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different.
Alright, so the elastic is around and it sort of gives it the pleating for you. Yes, darling? I'm gonna do yours. I could probably even start it tonight, darling. I'm gonna go now and do the bottom hem. I'm just going to sort of like fold it in and then just put a stitch all the way around. Okay guys, I have finished sewing around the top. So you can see by stretching the elastic and fabric and sewing, when you release it, it creates that nice sort of a pleat to the skirt. And that is it. That's the skirt done. I actually love this. So that's it. That's how you make pretty much a spin out skirt. This is definitely on the bigger side. I don't know if it's going to fit her friend or not. It actually looks quite big. It's hard to tell with little ones, and you get the elastic as well. But that is how you sew a very simple skirt. I think I'm gonna leave this video here. Again, another super random video. I was planning on doing the sewing yesterday. I need to turn that off. I need to turn that off and pack up now. Yeah, another super random vlog from me. I was planning on sewing yesterday, but I just think the whole idea of that doctor thing, it just got to me. And would you believe my son has not had a sore ear? So I don't know what it was. We've been checking him for the past 24 hours and he's totally fine. No temps, didn't wake last night with a sore ear. So I don't know if he was like laying on his ear or if he had a sore ear. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. If you liked my sewing, I don't know if my instructions were very good or very clear, but if you like it and you want to see me make a cape, and I'm also going to make like a little vest for my son because I've got enough fabric for him, let me know, because the next vlog I do, I will include. I'm going to film it anyway, because I'm actually going to make my son's cape tomorrow because he wants one, because little miss is going to, well, she's going to have her skirt and her friend's birthday party skirt here. I'll make the exact same thing for little miss. So I'm going to do his tomorrow, but I'll film it. But if you want to see how I do it, let me know, because I'll just upload it as part of a video. And if not, I will never share my sewing skills with you again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe if you are in lockdown, and guys, we will talk soon. Bye.